Everybody knows about the corruption in the current regime, and this is a chance to do something about it.
By appointing Max Scorpio as police commissioner, huh? Well, why are you coming to me?
Don't be modest, Edward. You have clout with the powers that be. And Mac would make a first-rate commissioner. He is smart and honest, idealistic yet pragmatic. He knows the ins and outs from his private investigation work. His brother was a former police commissioner, and he has a good working relationship with Detective Garcia of the PCPD.
And he's got a great PR person. Look, you don't need me here for this.
But we do. Mac needs you. When you win the recall election for your city council seat, and you will, I know you will, you'll be in a perfect position to back him up as part of the reform movement.
But why isn't he here pushing for the job himself?
Because he's not sure he wants it. In fact, he knows he doesn't.
Well, excuse me for saying this, but the last thing Port Charles needs is a half-hearted police commissioner.
But don't you see, there is nothing half-hearted about Mac. If he is appointed, he will give it 110%. But he needs to know that he's not fighting this alone.
And you are asking me to convince him to take the job, as well as get the job for him?
That's exactly what I'm asking. And leave me out of it.
Oh, pretend that it was all my idea.
Because you are deeply concerned about ending the corruption in this town.
Oh, is that really true, Edward?
Yes, it happens to be very true. Especially since my grandson is a noted public figure.
I know that your encouragement and support will make all the difference in the world to Mac. And the people of Port Charles will have a big sigh of relief knowing that they can trust the person in charge of the police department.
What's in this for you, Catherine?
Just getting to see someone I care about do something worthwhile and important. And knowing that it will benefit all of us.
Look, these small glitches do...
Small glitches? Have you ever spent a night in jail? I thought you said this bail hearing was a formality.
I apologize. I was overconfident. But in my own defense, you must know that it is very rare for bail to be denied in cases based on circumstantial evidence. I can only say, Mrs. Spencer, you must have had a very, very colorful past.
Which justice would have known about.
Yeah, where the hell is he? He should have been here.
Of course, I don't know all the facts yet, but from what I am beginning to gather about your past, even he couldn't secure bail the way things are standing now.
You know, so far you've done a really good job of telling us what can't be done. Is there anything you can do to get my wife out?
There is. I plan to get this whole thing dropped before it even gets to a grand jury.
And what are the odds of that, just so we don't get our hopes up?
I think I better lay off making any predictions until I have a chance to do my homework. I will get back to you both as soon as I possibly can.
Well, we would appreciate that. One more minute, please. This is just a temporary setback. Can I bring you anything?
Bring me a little cassette recorder so I can make a tape for Lulu.
Sure. And listen, I'm going to do my own homework. I'll find out if this Chambers guy is as good as his press clippings.
I wish Justice were here.
Well, he may be. If this Chambers character doesn't come up with something fast. But listen, I'm not leaving this up to any lawyers, even Justice. You didn't do it. We know that. That means there's a murderer out there, and I will find him.
Counselor, I thought we were going to be in there crossing swords. What happened?
Well, I decided to step aside, give you a level playing field.
Ask Chambers if it was a level playing field. I got the judge to deny bail.
Well, you know, he hasn't hit his stride yet.
These high-priced hired guns don't worry me. I know how they operate. He's probably thinking about his next 3 cases down the line.
Well, it doesn't seem to bother any of his clients. He gets most of them off. He's got 10 times more courtroom experience than you and I put together.
I can take him.
You won the first round, Dara. Talk to me after the next session.
I wouldn't be as sure of myself if it was you instead of him. Off the record, you didn't do Mrs. Spencer any favors by stepping aside. But you sure did one for me.
Okay, Lucky's supposed to go to the dentist this week. Lulu's supposed to get a booster shot, I think. Oh, did I give you the tape?
Yes, baby, I got the tape right here.
Good.
She's gonna love hearing your voice. Listen, don't worry about anything. Your son and I are gonna take such good care of things. When you get home, everything will be so smooth, and you're gonna be very proud of us.
Yeah.
You're gonna be okay?
I guess if I ever need a break from the family, you can always remind me of this. Luke, what if being innocent isn't enough? You know, what if they bring up all that questionable stuff about my past and they use it to convince a jury that I actually murdered Damien?
Sweetheart, this is not even going to go to jury. All they need is reasonable doubt. How can anyone look in your face and not have reasonable doubt?
Still, if they bring up all that stuff, you know, about my past, it wouldn't be the first time that an innocent person was convicted of a murder. I mean, my God, what if the truth isn't enough?
Then we lie. Cheat, steal, bribe, anything. Whatever it takes. We went to court. We saw how the system works. So we'll make our own rules. Just like the old days. And you know that I don't give a damn who I take down to do it.
When I put the bowl of oatmeal down in front of her, she screwed up her little face like I just served her stewed pickles or something. And then she delivered what I think is her first full sentence.
What did she say?
She said, "No bumpy Cyril, Pop."
You're kidding, she said all of that.
Yeah, well, she was inspired. She's a woman of strong convictions, just like her mother.
I missed it. How much am I gonna miss?
Not much. Not much more, I guarantee. I've been doing my homework, I've been doing my legwork, and the investigation I'm doing into Chambers should give us some information today. I've got some tricks up my sleeve. I'm gonna be popping you out of here anytime now.
Well, I'm sure you will. But don't worry about me, okay? Because no matter what happens in court today, I can cope.
I've just heard word from the grand jury. They're ready to hand up an indictment against Laura Spencer.
Baby, I have no doubt that you can handle anything they throw your way. But only one of two things is going to happen. Either the DA will realize he doesn't have enough evidence to indict and you'll come home, or I'll initiate Plan B.
Which is what?
Well, I can't really say because the cinder blocks have ears. But rest assured, it involves dynamite, a strong rope, and a jelly donut with a big file in it. Trust me, baby, you ain't gonna spend another night in here. They haven't got a case, right?
I'm sorry to have to tell you that the DA is going to the grand jury. They're going to ask them to hand up an indictment for manslaughter on the first degree.
What are you going to do about that?
Well, obviously, they wouldn't be going to trial if they didn't think they had enough evidence to convict.
How can they have evidence when I didn't do it?
Now, certainly, I would argue justifiable homicide. If Damien Smith is setting fire to your house, and you've got children upstairs, of course you have the right to protect them.
Which she would have done if that were the case.
The problem is, the justification clause does not guarantee exoneration. The jury could still find you guilty.
Not if she has competent defense.
I've got a great deal of experience in the courtroom, Mr. Spencer. And that experience tells me the safest route is to bargain with the DA down to a lesser charge. My advice to you, plead guilty to assault in the first degree.
I'm not going to plead guilty to anything. I didn't do it.
Thank you. That was Veronica Bowles.
Around Port Charles?
We could have more evidence against Laura Spencer.
Still don't understand, Mrs. Spencer, is that your guilt or innocence is moot at this point.
Excuse me?
Yeah, say more about that if you would, counselor.
Of course, you're innocent. Under the law, you're innocent until proven guilty. What is relevant, though, is not whether, in fact, you did it or didn't. It's whether the prosecution can prove that to the jury.
Oh, that is deep.
With all due respect, our prisons are full of people proclaiming their innocence. If the DA is successful in proving manslaughter, you're going to be looking at 6 to 25 years in prison.
And the alternative, if she takes the stand and perjures herself saying she killed this spud in some kind of psychotic peak.
You need never go to the witness stand. If you plead guilty to assault in the first degree, there's a good chance you'd only be looking at 18 months' time served before you're eligible for parole. You'd be present as a mother to watch your children grow up. Mrs. Spencer, I'm asking you to consider the quality of your life and that of your family against a principle that could separate you from them for a long, long time.
This is unbelievable.
No, honey, maybe it's not so bad. He's only talking 18 months here, you know? I mean, we got enough frozen casseroles in the freezer probably to hold the kids that long, and you'd only miss one set of the kids' birthdays. And when you got out, we could have a big party, and Lucky could have one of those banners made on his computer that says, "Welcome home, mother, convicted murderer." Who the hell do you think you are?
I'm an experienced, well-respected, highly paid criminal attorney with a record of very few convictions. But of course, you know all that. You did a background check.
I sure as hell did, and you're right. It's exceptional, your record of plea bargaining. But then why not, huh? It saves all that arguing time in court. And it keeps your win ratio up. You take your $1 million and you go off to your next plea bargain. I don't know what rock Edward Quartermain found you under. But we ain't copping no pleas, pal. This time you're earning your keep. You're gonna stick around and you're gonna fight!